I do have exciting news of my own, and I will enlighten you very soon.
Are you digging for dirt on me?
No.
Did Kane put you up to this?
Okay, what's it about?
Audra, there's something that you need to know about the kind of person she really is.
The halls of Genoa City are about to echo a little differently. In a stunning piece of casting news that has sent shockwaves through the daytime television community, it has been confirmed that Hayley Erin, the dynamic actress who brought a fierce and vulnerable complexity to the role of Abby Newman Abbott Chancellor, is exiting The Young and the Restless. This isn't just a recast or a temporary leave. It marks the definitive end of a specific chapter for one of the show's core legacy characters, prompting a mix of mourning, speculation, and reflection among the show's ardent fanbase. The announcement, made via a joint statement from Sony Pictures Television and CBS, was gracious yet succinct, thanking Erin for her incredible contributions and wishing her the very best in her future endeavors. For an actress who stepped into one of the most challenging positions in soap opera history, taking over a role previously defined by a beloved, long-term performer, Erin's tenure has been nothing short of a masterclass in narrative reclamation. Her departure is not merely a casting change. It is a seismic event that forces a reevaluation of Abby Newman's past, present, and uncertain future. Stepping into the spotlight. The weight of a legacy. To understand the magnitude of this exit, one must first appreciate the ground upon which Hayley Erin walked when she first appeared on our screens in 2019. The role of Abby Newman was, for nearly a decade, synonymous with Melissa Ordway. Ordway's portrayal was one of poised, sometimes brittle, Genoa City royalty, a young woman grappling with the immense shadow of her parents, Victor and Ashley Newman. When Ordway departed, the character was left in a precarious state. Many wondered if a recast could ever be accepted. Enter Hayley Erin. A veteran of the soap world from her time on General Hospital, Erin did not attempt a carbon copy of her predecessor. Instead, she stripped the character down to her emotional foundations and rebuilt her from the ground up. Her Abby was instantly recognizable, yet wholly new. She carried the Newman confidence, but it was layered with a raw, almost palpable insecurity and a fiery temper that could ignite at a moment's notice. This wasn't a deviation from the character's history. It was an evolution, an argument that Abby, after all she had endured, had simply grown into a more complex, perhaps more wounded, version of herself. Erin's most significant achievement was her ability to make viewers forget they were watching a recast. She forged powerful, believable chemistry with the show's pillars, particularly with Melissa Claire Egan, Chelsea, and Jason Thompson, Billy. Her scenes with Peter Bergman, Jack Abbott, crackled with a nuanced father-daughter dynamic that felt both comfortable and freshly intriguing. Most importantly, she made Abby's central relationships, with her husband, Chance, then played by Connor Floyd, and her son, Dominic, the emotional anchor of her storylines. The culmination of a tumultuous journey. Abby's recent plots. In the weeks leading up to this announcement, the writers have, in retrospect, been carefully laying the groundwork for Abby's departure. Her current storyline has been a pressure cooker of marital strife and existential dread, a narrative that now feels less like another soap opera obstacle and more like a final character arc. Abby's life has been a whirlwind. From the traumatic surrogacy storyline that resulted in her son Dominic, to the terrifying ordeal of her husband Chance's presumed death and subsequent return as a shell of his former self, Erin has been given a relentless series of emotional marathons. She excelled in portraying the quiet devastation of a woman watching her fairy tale life crumble. Her scenes in recent months, as Chance pulled away, drowning in his own PTSD, have been heartbreaking. Erin didn't just play sadness. She embodied a profound sense of loneliness and frustration, a wife desperately trying to reach the man she loves while simultaneously trying to hold her own fractured world together. The introduction of Ashley's alleged alter, Mr. Abbott, and the subsequent chaos at Jabot and Newman Media pulled Abby deeper into the familial chaos. Her attempts to mediate between the warring factions of her family showcased Erin's ability to portray a woman caught between her legendary parents, a theme central to Abby's identity. Now, with the news of her departure, every scene takes on a new, heavier significance. Is her growing distance from chance the prelude to a permanent split? Could a new opportunity in Paris or Milan, far from the ghosts of Genoa City, be her ultimate exit strategy? Or will the writers opt for a more tragic, final end for the character? The ripple effect, what Erin's exit means for Genoa City. The departure of an actor of Hayley Erin's caliber creates a vacuum that will be felt across the canvas. Abby Newman is not a peripheral character. She is a linchpin connecting the powerful Newman, Abbott, and Chancellor families. Chance's solitude. Connor Floyd's Chance Chancellor is now left adrift. His entire recent narrative has been defined by his relationship with Abby and his struggle to be a father to Dominic. With Abby gone, what becomes of him? Does he revert to his life as a lone wolf cop, or does this loss send him into an even darker spiral? The character's purpose is now fundamentally in question. A grandchild's fate. The fate of baby Dominic will be a primary point of speculation. Soap operas rarely write off young children for long, as they are future story goldmines. Will Dominic leave with Abby, or will he stay in Genoa City with Chance, creating a permanent tether to his absent mother? This decision will have ramifications for years to come. The Newman-Abbott void. Victor and Ashley have lost their direct line to each other through their daughter. Jack Abbott loses one of his most cherished connections. The family gatherings at the Abbott Mansion or the Newman Ranch will now have a palpable absence. Who will step into the role of the peacemaker, the voice of relative reason, in this familial Cold War? Furthermore, Hayley Erin's exit represents a loss of a specific kind of performance. In an era of daytime television that often relies on broad strokes, Erin brought a subtle, almost cinematic depth to her work. She could convey a universe of emotion with a single, tear-filled glance or a controlled, hushed line reading. Her absence diminishes the overall dramatic texture of the show. Beyond the breaking news, the future for Hayley Erin and the role of Abby. For Hayley Erin, this departure is undoubtedly a bittersweet turning point. In her own social media posts, she has expressed immense gratitude for her time on The Young and the Restless, calling it a dream role and thanking the fans for their support. The life of a soap actor is grueling, with a relentless shooting schedule and the intense pressure of fandom. Her decision to leave likely stems from a desire to explore new creative horizons. Given her talent and proven track record, the entertainment world is her oyster. One can easily see her transitioning to a starring role in a primetime procedural, a streaming series, or even a return to the stage. Her skills as an actress, her ability to handle high-stakes drama, romance, and psychological tension make her a formidable talent ready for a new chapter. As for the role of Abby Newman, the question of recasting looms large. The show has a history of recasting core characters, but recasting the same role twice in a relatively short period is a risky endeavor. In the final analysis, Hayley Erin's time as Abby Newman will be remembered as a period of intense revitalization for a character at a crossroads. She did not just fill a role, she reinvented it, infused it with a new nervous system, and commanded the screen with a potent mix of strength and fragility. She took the blueprint of a legacy child and built a skyscraper of modern, complicated womanhood upon it. Her final episodes are must-see television, not just for the plot resolutions they will provide, but as a tribute to an actress at the peak of her powers. Every scene will be imbued with the poignancy of a farewell. As we watch Abby Newman navigate her final days in Genoa City, we are not just watching a character's story conclude. We are witnessing the curtain call of a performer who left an indelible mark on the tapestry of The Young and the Restless. The show will go on, but it will be a different show without her. Hayley Erin gave us an Abby for the ages, and for that, the audience, and Genoa City itself, will be forever grateful. Fans have now fully embraced Hayley Erin's interpretation. To introduce a third face for Abby so soon could break the audience's suspension of disbelief. It is more likely that the character will be written out with a definitive, yet open-ended, conclusion, perhaps moving to Europe to run a division of Newman Enterprises or seeking a fresh start away from the constant drama. This allows for the possibility of a return, whether by Erin herself in the future or, if necessary, another actress down the line. The Young and the Restless, YNR, recap for Thursday, October 16th, hints that another vehicle ran Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, off the road, so Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen, will suggest foul play. At the hospital in Los Angeles, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, will give unconscious Noah a pep talk. Victor Newman, Eric Braden, will eventually get on the phone with Nick, who'll put it on speaker so Victor, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, can say a few words to Noah, too. Sharon and Nick will also get updates from the doctor who performed Noah's surgery. The doc will reveal that Noah had to be put in an induced coma to protect the brain from further swelling and reduce the risk of irreversible brain injury, as well as prevent seizures. Nick will pass the latest news along to Victor and ask for his help finding the best brain specialist in the world to consult on Noah's case. Victoria will talk to Nikki about the whole situation and worry that Noah's parents couldn't handle losing another child after Cassie Newman, Cameron Grimes. Once Victoria says she'll text Claire Newman, Hayley Erin, and send her to visit the hospital, she'll hold out hope that she won't have to go to another funeral. Nikki will try to stay optimistic about putting Noah's horrible accident behind them soon enough. However, there'll be signs that Noah's ordeal might have been intentional. After Detective Burrow approaches Nick and Sharon, he'll let them know he's investigating Noah's crash. Nick will wonder if that means foul play was involved, but Detective Burrow will suggest that they've only just started gathering evidence. It'll be too soon to draw any definitive conclusions about the case. That said, Detective Burrow will have info from the person who witnessed and reported the emergency. It appears another vehicle may have run your son off the road and kept going. Detective Burrow will admit to Sharon and Nick. Back in Genoa City, Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell, and Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, will discuss their wedding plans as they prepare for their bachelor and bachelorette parties. YNR spoilers say Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, will derail that conversation and taunt the engaged couple about not even making it to the church. Although Phyllis will predict this marriage is going to fail, Christine won't want advice from someone who's never had a lasting relationship and has spent most of her life alone. After Phyllis exits, Danny will urge Christine not to let Phyllis get to her. Christine will move past the drama and act like Phyllis is just jealous in the end. In Boston, Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, will finally convince Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, to meet with her, but their visit won't go well. Mariah will seem even more depressed than before, so Tessa will argue that she should be in a different facility, one that's closer to home, and that could actually help her. Mariah will insist on staying put, and will consider this part of the process she has to go through alone. In fact, Mariah won't think it's a good idea for Tessa to come back to see her again. Tessa will give Mariah an emotional hug and end up crying alone once the visit is over. After playing a game of Old Maid with Mariah earlier and comparing her to the Queen of Hearts, Tessa will rip up that same card once she's alone. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Tessa and Mariah's marriage will continue to crumble, so stay tuned to see if Daniel Romalotti Jr., Michael Graziadei, will get his own chance with Tessa. CDL will have other thrilling Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news to check out, so make us your one-stop YNR source. The Young and the Restless, YNR, spoilers for Friday, October 17th, reveal that Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, will go on a truth search while Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, faces a tough blow. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, will also have a conversation that could serve as a fix-it for their relationship. So here's what YNR fans can expect. There's been some tension between Jack and Billy lately, but Jack will hope to change that in Friday's YNR episode. Jack will approach Billy with the goal of smoothing things over, especially since they need to focus on tackling their Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn problems, not any more brother conflict. Of course, Jack may ultimately weigh in on the Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, investor situation as well. Billy wasn't thrilled about Sally Spectra's Courtney Hope pitch, but Jack may urge Billy to go along with it. In Los Angeles, Nick will be on a mission to uncover the whole story behind Noah Newman's Lucas Adams car crash, especially now that Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen, is hinting about foul play. Someone spotted another vehicle seemingly running Noah's car off the road before it tumbled into the ravine. The driver of that vehicle kept right on going, so Nick may want to speak with the witness who called in the crash. Nick will be determined to figure out who's responsible for targeting Noah and may promise Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, that he's going to solve this mystery. Detective Burrow will promise to do everything he can to crack the case as well, but Sharon and Nick will remain on edge over whatever trouble Noah's landed in. Next, Audra will face a difficult blow that's connected to her past. Perhaps that means Audra will get updates on Noah's horrible ordeal and the serious injuries he's struggling with. Audra is Noah's former flame and may still have some love in her heart for him. Once Audra gets the latest Noah news, old feelings might come rushing back as she worries for her ex. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Noah and Audra could reconnect romantically somewhere down the line, so stay tuned. CDL's where you want to be for terrific Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates, so stop by often for more details.